Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my second of my four weekly vlogs for the month of March. This week I am doing a Booktuber's picks. I am reading all of the books that Ali from Chaotically picked for me this month. If you've seen my TBR, you'll know what those books are already, but I'm just going to run this through for people who, bless you, who don't care about my content. So the first one is Blue Bloods by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a vampires as aristocracy in New York YA. I'm sure teenage Hannah would have absolutely loved this, but 29-year-old Hannah is not enthused. This is one of those ones that was in my read it before the end of the year or just get rid of it books. I bought it for like $2.99 from a charity shop, and I'm just not as excited for this as I am for other books in this TBR. So we'll move on to the next one. The second one is The Deathless Girls. I'm really excited for this. This is a YA retelling of Dracula, about Dracula's wives, but it's sapphic. So I'm expecting some kind of a romance, something, I don't know, but I'm expecting some kind of romance. I love the front cover of this. I think it's stunning. We've got sprayed edges. I'm really anticipating this one. So this one very excited for. The next one is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. This is a weird one because I've heard really mixed things about Grady Hendrix, about how his writing can be really problematic, but that this is going to be like a really fun 80s style horror that I'll really enjoy. So it's not too long a read. It's only like 300 pages, so I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm like hesitantly excited because, I mean, speaking to Tish about the way he wrote the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, like, and how problematic that was, I don't know, I'm just a bit more nervous. But everyone who has read this has told me that it's great. We shall see. I'm not gonna make any judgments until I actually start reading it. So that's the third one. The fourth one is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I know that this again has been described as really problematic in that she overdoes the kind of inclusivity stuff in it, but I really like Naomi Novik's style of writing. I like her slow pace, which is weird because I don't like slow books usually. I much prefer like faster type, well, just faster writing, faster pace, but I do really adore Naomi Novik's writing. So I'm really excited for this one. I'm really excited to see how the magic system works, and the fact that everything is trying to kill you really intrigues me. So again, we're on a hype one for this one. I am more anticipating this than others. And then the last one is my most anticipated, which is Mexican Gothic. This was one of the most TBR'd books for Gothtober last year, and I was gutted that I just couldn't get my hands on a copy. So now I have my hands on a copy. As you can see, hands on copy. So I'm really excited to tackle this one as well. But okay, so last week I did my Shakespeare retelling vlog, and I only had 3 retellings that I wanted to read in a week. It was just the it was just the busiest week I've ever had, and I just had loads of deadlines and stuff to get done, and work was just really busy, so didn't read them. Didn't finish a single book on that TBR. I managed to finish 3 books in total that week. I managed to finish Skullduggery because I'd already started it, Daughter of Smoke and Bone because it was an audiobook, and The Familiars because again I was reading it alongside an audiobook, and I did that for Mystery Inkathon. But other than that, I didn't finish any of the books that I actually started that week, which is not great. So what I'm going to do today instead, because today is Sunday, so it's not officially the start of my week and therefore the start of my blog. So because it's not officially a start of the week, I want to start on Monday. I am going to give myself a head start. I'm going to read the first 3 chapters of all 5 books and then prioritize them based on how quickly I actually read those first 3 chapters, because if I'm able to like burn through them really quickly, great. If I'm really enjoying them, great. And if I'm like, after 3 chapters I already want to bin this off, let's do that before I try and waste time during the week. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and read 3 chapters of 5 books. I've got all afternoon because it's Sunday, and then I will work out how many pages I actually need to read each day, because that's how I like to do it, and then I set myself those goals, and I will not recap with you again until tomorrow, because that's when this vlog should have started, but I wanted to give myself the head start. So I will see you tomorrow with my results on how I feel about these books. Okay, if I've learnt one thing from last week's practice, it's when you do a wrap up of any kind on a different day, wear a different jumper. Just so that you can tell when you're editing it which day it is. So it is officially Monday. I have officially started 3. I have unofficially started 1, and I have DNF'd 1. I've DNF'd Blue Bloods. I can't even pronounce the main character's name. It's like Shula or Skylar, but spelled weird. No. And it is so 2006 that I just couldn't bring myself to get past chapter 1. Like the whole thing, I hated it. I've already DNF'd it. I didn't even stick. So basically what I did is I timed myself reading for 20 minutes so that I could work out just how long it was going to take me to read these books so that I could then budget for time. I didn't even get to the 20-minute mark before I was just like, no, I have nothing positive to say about that book. Not going to waste my fucking time. It's just bad. But the 3 that I was like properly happy to commit to was these 3. So Mexican Gothic, I love the writing style already. I love the intrigue already. So I will be reading this, and I will also be reading The Deathless Girls for very much the same reasons. I love the main character. The writing, weirdly, feels very much like Naomi Novik's writing, which is bizarre because this doesn't feel like a Naomi Novik. So Deadly Education I am doing as an audiobook because it took me 20 minutes to read 8 pages. Like, that's just how convoluted the writing style can be in places. It just doesn't feel like her other stuff. Like, I really enjoyed Spinning Silver. I know that wasn't universally liked. I really loved Up to Rooted, and I like her Dragon series. I've only read snippets of that, but I do like that writing style. This, I don't know if it's just because the character is just rushing through it and she's got a lot to say, or if it's just the fact that I know a lot of people's criticisms have been that it's really info dumpy. I can see that. It feels like a hyperbolic Harry Potter, and I liked Harry Potter for the world, not for the turfiness. So I can see that she's trying to go completely the other way with like lots of representation and stuff like that, but it can feel tacked on in places. I'm not enjoying it though. I am still liking it, but I have to kind of like it separate from the other books of Naomi Novik's that I've really enjoyed in the past. So like as a entity in of itself, yes, I enjoy it. So, but because it took me so goddamn long, I'm doing that as an audiobook, and that has changed rapidly how I'm digesting it, because it is now 11:15. I need to go to town, so I've got to really quick, but I'm already 80 pages into this, whereas I'm only like 30 pages into these 2, but they were much easier to read. As for My Best Friend's Exorcism, I don't dislike it, but the writing style just hasn't got that like humour that I was expecting. I guess I would just assume the first few chapters would be, I don't know, I just expect some kind of levity, and there just isn't that there. It's just kind of, she's just a bit whiny, and I don't know. So I just haven't engaged with the character yet, whereas the characters of these I very much have engaged with. So I'm going to prioritise these 3 and then come back to My Best Friend's Exorcism when I inevitably finish this today. I would put money on me finishing this today. I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, I've got loads of chores to do today. I've got to go to town to pick up a box of stuff, which I'm really excited about, bank a check, and then I have like 100 parcels to take to the post office as well, because it's Monday and I sell books. So I usually post them out on a Monday, or like during the week when I have to, but like if you've ordered over the weekend, they all go out on a Monday. So I'm going to go do that. I'm already running late, so I'll catch up with you later. So after saying I would catch up with you after I've been to town, I then had an entire day. I had loads of packing to do and loads of other shit to do, and I just completely lost track of time. But I only have an hour left of my audiobook, so I haven't quite finished, but I fully intend to finish this before I fall asleep. So I'll be moving on to something new tomorrow. But just to clarify, other than not knowing how this actually ends, which is probably great for a review, I really enjoy this. It doesn't feel like a Naomi Novik, it just feels like Harry Potter on steroids, but I'm here for that. I don't mind that. So yes, would definitely recommend this. I'm giving this a 4 stars. I can see what people are saying about trying to force loads of representation into a book, but Naomi Novik always goes out of her way to try and make it feel inclusive anyway. So I think that's just down to the writer's tactic, and I would much rather have like lots of representation than none at all. But I also appreciate that if she's writing about an Indian character, it would be better if it were by an Indian author. But I think it's a fine line between that and saying that people can't write any characters, because I think it worked. But I think any kind of representation where the main character doesn't understand half their heritage would have worked. and that's why it's acceptable for a white author to do it, because I think it's done for a reason. I like the use of the Hindi mythology and stuff like that, and that being useful to her as well. So it was an interesting mix. Like I said, I can see where the criticism was coming from, but for me as a reader, it didn't make a difference. That might be a privilege thing. It might just be a book thing. I don't know. But anyway, so yes, enjoyed that. We'll stop waving it in front of my own face. I did say that I would share with you why I went to town in the first place. So I decided that for Gothtober this year, I want to have mugs designed, because I think merch is really important when you have like a readathon and stuff, because I think sometimes, especially when it becomes a big thing, having something that you can keep after the fact, as well as the memories of reading those books, is always really fun. So I do tend to spend my money on merch. I do quite like merch, and I thought, why not have something that you can actually use over and over again, because bookmarks great, but they don't last forever because they like tear and shit. That's why I literally just use magnetic ones, because I just wear them to death. And like prints and stuff is great, but unless you're actually going to have it on your wall, like whatever. So I thought a mug would be a pretty good way to go, but I wanted to make sure that actually it was well sourced, that actually the graphics looked nice on it, etc. So I had some designed. I made a stupid little graphic on Canva, and then I had it printed on 10 mugs because I wanted to see how much it would cost, and that 10 was like the minimum order. I don't think there is a minimum order, but I thought sensibly 10, so I could work out how much they were going to cost each at like a base level. So if no one else buys them, it's just my friends, that's fine. But I know for a fact that I will sell at least 10 if I sell mugs for Gothtober. So just to show you, these are a Court of Silver Flame mugs, and it's on both sides, so they should be dishwasher safe and machine washable, dishwasher safe and microwave safe. The graphic I'm actually quite pleased with, because obviously it's like this weird little grey colour, but I quite like how subtle that is. And it says obviously can't talk right now, doing Valkyrie shit, which you'll understand as a reference if you have read the book, but if you haven't read the book, it's just a Valkyrie reference. You know what a Valkyrie is. So because I had 10 of these, I'm keeping one, obviously, because why the fuck wouldn't I? But I have gifted them to other people that I know really enjoy Sarah J Maas. So by the time this video comes out, bar like 2 people who are either in South Africa or in the US, this is what you're getting. You're getting one of these. It's on the way. It's just a mug. If you're not a massive fan of mugs, or you don't drink tea or hot drinks or whatever, regift it, that's fine. It didn't cost me so much that I'm going to be hurt. I just thought, you enjoy SJM, I will share a little joke with you, and you can be a guinea pig to see if these are actually going to survive travelling that far. I think it's also quite interesting just like looking at them and seeing like, okay, so that's what an Instagram sized thing looks like printed on a mug. So that was my little experiment, and I'm very, very pleased with them. I'm really pleased with the quality of them, and how quickly this was done. I ordered these last week. They told me it was going to take at least 2 weeks, but I ordered these on Thursday, maybe Wednesday, and they were already ready this morning, so I'm very pleased. But yeah, the other thing that arrived today was my waypoint shipment. Now, when I went out, they actually tried to deliver it when I was in town, and the men in my family chose not to answer the door, so that was really helpful. And I was kind of worried because I needed to send some books off today and they just hadn't got here in time, so was stressed about that. Right up until about 6:30, 6:45, the doorbell goes and the courier brought them back because he saw, like, as he was driving back, that our lights are on, and he thought he would try again, and for that he is an absolute hero, so good for him. But yes, so what I thought I'd do is tomorrow, once I'm a little bit more sentient and my hair, I've had a bath as well, which is why my hair is all weird. Once I'm a bit more sentient, and if I fail to catch up book-wise, I can catch up with that, and I will go through that with you. I am nervous that if I start doing that as like a regular thing, that if I start catching up every time I get a shipment in, you guys are just going to get so bored of that so quickly. But it's part of my business, and I thought you might be interested. So we'll do the one this month. I'll do the one tomorrow as like part of this video, and then let me know in the comments below if you think that I should just like do a monthly waypoint haul, like a book haul, but books that I've bought in for the shop as opposed to bought in for me, because they'll all be for sale. So if it's something that you'd be interested in, let me know. But if you would rather just have them in content like this, I can do that. That works. So I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I've got an hour left of this, so I'm just going to cram that in before I fall asleep. And one last thing before I go, just because I think you'll enjoy this. Cat. In fact, sleepy cat. Sleepy cat. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. That's so weird. I look like I've got crazy eyebrows, but it's just my glasses. No, I'm such a meanie, aren't I? Oh. Why do you look so terrified? Is that because you can see yourself? She's very scary. It has been exactly 12 hours since I last caught you up. I haven't updated Goodreads, but I have finished up A Deadly Education. And I will catch up with that in my wrap up rather than cover it now, but just know I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great. And I thought, like I said in the last clip, I did consider doing like a proper a proper haul for like every book that I get in for Waypoint. But I don't know if you care. So my thought is that I will do one here for this video. And then if you're like, yeah, do them like this whenever you vlog, just like let us know what's in stock, fine. But if you're like, oh, I don't care, if you do it as like a video separate, then I can just not watch it, I will do that. So I have very precariously balanced my phone over there so that I can show you all these books, because I got a shipment in yesterday, like I said. I'm very excited about it. So we have books, which I'm very excited to show you. I'm not going to show you any of the books that have been sold already, because I have a really bad habit of being like, hey, look, it's this thing. And then someone's like, oh, can you get that in? And I'm like, oh, it's not in stock anymore. So I'm not going to do that. These are all ones that I can literally post out to you whenever, because they're in. And then once I've done this, the reason I'm showing, I need to get them all out of the box, because then this is actually a game map that my brother uses for D&D, but I have hijacked, even though I bought it for him, so that I can take photos of my books on a green screen, and then I make a graphic, which I will put here, so you can see basically the graphics that I make. And then basically it means that all the photos have the actual book in it, and it has like a little shadowy thing that looks quite cool, but then it's like colour matched with the logo and shit like that, because I'm a nerd. And I thought, well, actually that was a way of making my content look a little bit different to everyone else's. So I will be green screening them once I've shown you, so I just thought I will just run through them really quickly. I don't know necessarily the stories of all these, but I can tell you exactly why I bought them in for Waypoint. And then if there are any in here that you're like, oh my god, Hannah, I need it, just drop me a message, because they are all for sale. None of these books are for me, which makes me really sad. But anyway, so I bought another copy of All Boys Aren't Blue, because this only came out like a couple of weeks ago as a paperback, and I sold it within 2 days, so I now have another copy of this one. I got the Kiss Quotient and the Bride Test, because everyone keeps telling me that this has autism rep and I need to read these as great romances, and I'm about to start planning the second book in my series, so I thought I need to read some more romances. But again, these are not for me, these are for the shop, but I wanted to have good representation in the romances that my shop sells, so we have that on the list. No one is watching, because obviously I saw that Kayla was doing the live and was like, I'd be silly not to have this in stock, because it sounds epic. So we have that one in stock now as well, which is great. A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, I had to get another one in because somebody got it in their Waypoint box, so I needed to replace that. I do 2 boxes for Waypoint. We do the Half Moon, which is basically where I curate a list of books that I would recommend to you, and then you pick which one of the 3 you want, and that way it's a bit better than like some other book boxes that will either just pick one at random for you, or say that they will look for you and then don't. Like, you don't end up with a book that's like doubled up. And if you then go for the Full Moon box, I then add a surprise book. Now that might end up being a book that you already own, but considering I've been doing it for a few months now, I haven't yet managed to get it where someone like already has it, so we're doing quite well. But essentially it's a little surprise book. I do force my agenda on people, and I feel no regrets about it. So I put this in someone's box last month as their little surprise because they had put it on their wish list and they were like, Hannah, I really want that, but I can't afford it right now. And I was like, sneaky, put it in your box. So that is in someone's box and I hope they enjoy it. So I bought another one in because I needed to replace it. I bought a Riley Sager paperback in because everyone who enjoys thrillers seems to really like Riley Sager. And I was like, how do I not have Riley Sager on my Waypoint shelf? That's stupid. So we got that one in. I've got a few romances actually that I'm replacing because we did loads for Valentine's Day. We sold loads for Valentine's Day. So clearly the in colour at the moment is blue. Really enjoying that kind of like teal turquoise. So obviously I got Act Your Age, Eve Brown. Talia Hibbert apparently just isn't selling the Take a Hint Danny Brown anymore because I can't find it anywhere. Sold my last copy, so I need to get another one of those in. But the third one, Act Your Age, Eve Brown, more autism rep. We love that. I also got Asking for a Friend because, again, sold this within like 2 minutes of getting it in the shop. And The Dog Share, which is a brand new one. But I'm just really loving that they're all colour coordinated. That's really cute. So, love those. Apparently I bought 2 copies of this. Or did I... Or... I'm now panicking that I was meant to send one of those out and I haven't yet. So I will double check my list. But I think I ordered 2. I probably ordered 2, just in case, just because of how quick it went. Sometimes I will do that. We'll see. Anyway, Hall of Smoke is another one that went in someone's subscription box, and I'd only had it on my shelf for like 2 minutes. So this looks like a really cool fantasy. I'm really intrigued by this one. What Would Boudica Do is actually, interestingly, didn't even realise this, is one of the recommended books in Keris's feminist books recommended by the Booktubers video that went up yesterday for International Women's Day. Seeing that, I was just like, I feel vindicated because this sounds so cool. This is a non-fiction looking at life advice, but from Boudica, which I just love that. So, and I think that front cover is absolutely stunning as well. So yeah, really intrigued by this. Really excited. But yeah, so happy that was on the list. Obviously, I went for Elle McNichol's newest one, Show Us Who You Are. After hearing Emma bang on about it, I was like, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? So I'm actually really excited because this one's a lot bigger than the last one, A Kind of Spark, and I've got A Kind of Spark on my TBR for next week. So maybe I won't sell this one. Maybe I'll keep this one for myself. I shouldn't, but I might. Obviously, I've got 3 of these. No, actually, that's a lie. I've got 2 of these now because I bought them. It took me 3 weeks to actually get a copy because they sold out so goddamn quickly that I then ordered 5, sold all 5, ordered 3 more, and sold another one yesterday. So this is one of the ones that I've already sold. So there's that. This one I bought in specifically for someone. I don't think anyone else is necessarily going to be interested in this, but it's called The Sanity of Belief, and basically it's a non-fiction about why we believe in God and what the benefits of believing in God are. So this was specifically for someone, so I put this in the wrong pile, but yeah, he hasn't bought it yet. It's just it kind of intrigued me, and I was like, if he doesn't buy it, I'll read it. I don't care. It sounds really interesting. And I'm not a religious person, so it'll be quite interesting to see it from that perspective, to be honest. All those books nearly fell over. That's what that really was. Obviously, had to get another one of these in because I sold that really quickly. So quickly, I didn't even get a chance to put it on the website. So that's that one. And then 2 hardbacks that I'm really excited about. We have Pandora's Jar, which is a new release, and Plain Bad Heroines, which is fucking enormous. But I'm really excited for this. This is a dark academia, wasp attack, thriller mystery. And it looks terrifying. And then this one is obviously a Pandora retelling. So look how shiny and pretty it is. So yeah, so those are all the books. I now need to go and take a photo of all of these on the green screen so that I can then upload them to the website, which will hopefully be ready really soon. I'm going to email my website guy because what are we waiting for? What's going on there? So anyway, I'm going to get on with that. I'm going to finish my tea because I'm very thirsty, and yeah. I'll catch you up when I've actually done some more fucking reading, which will probably be this evening, because I assume Emma's going to do another live stream, and if she does, then I will read during that. But until then... Hey dog! How's it going? Hey look, he's our baby! He's our baby! She's not interested. Okay, let's find the light. There we go, that'll do. So, little catch up, because I didn't catch you up yesterday. I've read 20 or so pages of The Deathless Girls. It's getting really good. It feels more like a Naomi Novik than Naomi Novik did. I don't know if I've said that already, but I am really enjoying that. Yesterday was a fraught day of getting shit done for the website. Website is officially up, so there'll be a link down below for you to check out my new website as an independent bookseller. It's all very exciting, but storage has now become an issue. So my mum and I are going to have a cup of tea. There's the other baby now, second baby. Yeah, thanks. Just snot all over my hand. I appreciate that. So we're going to go to the range and grab some storage containers / boxes. My mum also wants to get some frames because she's had some really nice prints arrive that she wants to put into a frame. And then I'm going to record myself reading so that you can actually see that I am reading. Reading has happened this week. This has been a far more successful week reading-wise than last week, but a far less successful week vlogging-wise. So I do apologise. There is almost no B-roll for this one, but it's a process. We're learning. We're trying new things. So I will catch up with you again later. I'll be honest, I have 100 pages left of this, and it means that I am torn between just finishing it and actually like having a shower and functioning, can't even speak, functioning as a human being. So that's how good this is. Really enjoying it. I've got like 100 pages left. All of the action is really compelling. The descriptions are beautiful. I love the characters. I will be finishing this today. This is happening. I'm getting at least 2 books from Ali's Picks under my belt. Easy peasy. And then once I finish this and showered and sorted my life out, and I'm writing later with Olivia, I'm going to finish the audiobook of this, which I started yesterday. This is mediocre. I'm not as excited, but this, we love this. We love this. Not me getting to the whole way through the editing process before realising haven't wrapped up this vlog. So that's, as I said, loved this. Finally finished this last night when I said I would, and not going to go too much into it, but I gave it 4 stars, nearly gave it 5. There were just a few little bits towards the end that I was just like, that just felt really rushed. It definitely feels less like a Dracula retelling to begin with, and then way more at the end, but there was just things, but I will talk about that more in a review. But I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great, and I love the writing style and the characters. Everything that I want or expect in a book was there, so I loved that. Love that for me. Didn't finish this one. So mediocre. I can see now what people are saying. I will continue because I've got it as an audiobook, but I'm not as excited. It wasn't in my original TBR anyway. I just thought I would let you know. Disappointingly, didn't get nearly as far through with this one as I thought I would. I've still got about 250 pages left to go with this one, but I will be continuing this next week because I'm really enjoying it. So I have this one and These Violent Delights, which are like the carried over from previous vlogs, but really enjoying it. Will commit to it. Just didn't make the time. And then obviously A Deadly Education, I already recapped with you. So as piles go, not too bad for a week's work, especially considering I didn't finish any books, I don't think, in the first vlog. So I hope you enjoyed this train wreck. As I said, links to Waypoint are down below. Comment with whether you like those hauls or not. Let me know what you thought of this video, and I will see you next Sunday. Have a nice day.